Alright, welcome folks to another Ordinary Men Who Fight Like Heroes podcast. I am Chris Fearing, and I'm joined here at the table by...
Drunks and Dragons?
And Aaron Bass.
Okay, so one of the bigger things that anybody who's got groups of people that love playing video games that comes up is your favorite video games or video game franchises. So, I mean, these could branch anywhere, any console, anything. What do you think, Bass?
In terms of
Overall,
just favorite game period?
Favorite game period. Just off the top of your head right now. And if not, throw forward the, 2 or 3 you're contemplating.
Well, I think just the one that always comes to my mind when I'm thinking of my favorite game, even if it may not end up ultimately being my favorite game, is Final Fantasy IX. That one, for me, is just... It's my favorite game because, I just love the game. I love the story. I love the characters. I love the setting. It's just, it's a place you want to go to. When you think about, being in a world setting, and getting lost in a game, that's where I am mentally. So,
above all the other Final Fantasies, 9.
Absolutely.
So, now what sets it apart from things like 10 or 7 or my personal favorite Final Fantasy, 8?
For me, it would probably be just the cast of characters and the way that the story, turns, the way the plot itself and the meaning behind it. I think it has a great. I don't want to call it just it's so touching, but I mean it's actually got something that chokes me up every time when I watch the end and you see that Vivi's not there anymore, but his kids are, and you think about all these characters who are having to deal with the fact that they are going to die, and how life goes on even after that. I think that's a really meaningful thing.
That's actually pretty awesome. Yeah. I've yet to play it. Mm-hmm. And I really think that I need to, because I know you're a big fan of it, but you like that one that's just flat out awful, that no one else likes, and that's Final Fantasy Tactics.
No, man, to hell with you. People love Tactics. Tactics is best. Tactics.
Is anybody out there love Tactics?
Yes.
That's resounding silence.
Yeah, resounding silence from our microphone. If only microphones could talk and say the things that other people would say, and they'd be like, "Why don't you like 7 or something?" I don't know. God damn it, Tactics is the first one I beat though. 7 came very close to being the first one I played.
Really?
Yeah. I got it with the PlayStation. My dad's coworker was like, "My brother doesn't do this anymore," and was like, "Here's a PlayStation and some memory cards and Final Fantasy Anthology, which comes with 5 and 6."
Yeah.
And that's 6, 3, 6, or that one that always gets confused. That's got the robot walkers in the beginning and shit.
Yeah.
That's really good. And then it came with 9, and it came with 7, and it came with Tactics. So I got already 5 different Final Fantasy games that I could choose. Some of them some old school ones, only made for PlayStation. I'm like, oh my god, Final Fantasy 7. Everybody and their cousins is all about this shit. This is the best. Everyone loves this game. This is Final Fantasy 7. I'll be a part of this thing that everyone says is super great. Open it up, disc 1 missing.
Duh.
Okay.
Shit.
Cast is, okay, not that one. What's this one? Tactics. Oh, you move around on a little grid and shit, and you get killed, and you wait out till you you have to get revived in a certain amount of time, or they'll die out and stuff. And I'm like, that's kind of like D&D, 3.5 more particularly. And I was like, I'll give that one a shot. I was reading the booklet, and gameplay's just so good. There's so many different ways you can level up your character. There's a bunch of different job classes. You're open to do whatever you want, and have kind of combos, get new soldiers, train them up and stuff. It's
a great game.
Gameplay is fantastic. The story's a little complex. Very complex. Okay, very complex. It's like the Game of Thrones of Final Fantasy games. It kind of
is.
But it's still good though.
It's weird how much I think it does have a lot to borrow from. It owes a lot to D&D in some ways. Some of the monsters I think are inspired by it. Some of the abilities that you can do, for the different classes. I think, it is pretty D&D like.
It's got its little tricks and quirks and stuff. It's a fun game. I'll tell you what though, 9 was the next one I played and beat. That was good.
Yeah.
It took a long ass time, but I beat it.
Now, see, I really like turn-based when it comes to RPGs, but there's one that Tactics utilizes, which is like the grid battle map system, and I think that's really, really awesome to be able to move your party along and attack when they're in range and all that kind of stuff. I don't think a lot of games utilize that anymore.
Yeah. No, it's a sad thing too, because I like that too.
Tactics games are typically like, you see them as a derivative of the original turn-based game, usually, or at least from what I've seen. I don't know. I haven't really played too many tactics games outside of Final Fantasy Tactics. I've played games that are tactical.
Yes.
It's not the same thing as a tactics game.
Sound like
Is that
a tactical.
Tactical.
Is that a new Pokemon?
It could be. It could be.
But
Jesus.
yeah, man, Final Fantasy IX is a good favorite game.
Yeah.
But beyond just RPGs in general, I know one of my it's a no shit that one of my favorite games is the second of the Silent Hill games, and those are awesome.
That's a game I've really been meaning to play, and I believe I'm actually borrowing it second hand from Justin, who is borrowing it from Mike.
Yeah.
So, Mike, I still have your copy of Silent Hill 2, by the way. I also still have your copy of Time Splitters 3.
That was a good game.
Time Splitters 3, I think it is, and a couple others. Like, I'm also borrowing, Gauntlet Dark Legacy, but I already have a copy of that. One of the copies doesn't really work well in your PS2, which I'm borrowing. So, there's a lot of... I got a lot of PlayStation shit that's not actually mine. It's weird.
But the thing about, the Silent Hill games, now, 2 is my favorite, but I like a lot of the later ones that came out. A lot of people will say, well, you know what, 4, which, ironically and hilariously, is Silent Hill 4, The Room. But,
Oh, hi, Mark.
but,
hi, Pyramid
You will
Head.
know the true face of horror.
God, just have that...
Tommy Wiseau
Have the
head.
fucking cover of the Room DVD of him looking down with his heavily lidded eye and shit superimposed on that door image from the cover of Silent Hill 4.
Don't tempt me. I have Photoshop.
Oh, good God! If he makes it at some point, we'll throw it in some video just because it'd be funny as hell.
Perhaps even in this.
Perhaps even in this one.
I made the banner for the YouTube page. It's just Tommy Wiseau's face.
It's just it's just the eyes.
He's wearing a bandana that says "Oh hi, Mark."
But I mean, even with Homecoming, which a lot of people didn't like, I was all right with it. I mean, I understand the gameplay changes.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
over the course of the games, but it felt more central to the person you're playing as. And I mean, even Downpour, which takes completely away from the main thing. Granted, you're a dude who escaped a prison. You don't get a radio. There's not the static, which is kind of disheartening for really diehard fans. But you get you actually get a radio communicator, and instead of static, you hear police call signs back and forth.
That's cool.
As if they were talking to each other about crimes, and that's almost a bit creepier than the static, because you start just hearing these voices that just start building up, and then something fucking springs out at you from nowhere. Or you can see it off in the distance, and you can tell if you're getting close to it, or you try to go around it, and then you hear the voice of it realizing you went past it and slowly creeping up behind you.
Ooh.
So it's...
Ooh.
But have you seen anything about PT?
Is that the newest one?
Yeah, that's the teaser that came out.
I actually think I saw some gameplay footage, if I'm not wrong, where it has it had some. I don't think it was actually gameplay footage. It was really kind of like sizzler reel, or this is the concept for the game footage, where it showed almost like a haunted house ride style video of going through this room, and the door opens up, and then there's I think something tries to burst through it, and then the door flies and hits the other wall, and then opens up, and it's another place, and with a...
What in the shit are you talking about?
Yeah, it's crazy. I think it was for
Yeah, I
PT.
saw this shit too.
Yeah.
Because it was all the fuck is happening, and you're just trying to run away.
Well, it might have been from a later part of the demo, but I know the basic demo at its core is it's a continuous L-shaped hallway that you go through, and things change subtly each time.
Weird.
And the only way to beat it is to find these different pieces of a picture and put them together. But they're these... God, I'm still and don't get me wrong, horror games, my favorite genre of games. I really love like the tense stuff, like the fear and all that kind of stuff. But I'm still fucking scared to watch any kind of playthrough of PT.
Damn.
Just because some of the still images you see, you swear to Christ, they're fucking photographs.
Yeah, no, the Fox engine is so realistic looking. Like, and I think they're doing it in that too.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
And they actually came forward and said, "Oh, well, we actually downgraded the graphics for PT so it would look like an independent game company."
Really?
And someone's taken an image of whatever the ghost is that haunts the hallway in a later loop of the hallway, standing out in the distance, and they've doctored the light just right so it looks like a fucking photograph.
Whoa.
And it is terrifying.
Man. Yeah, I need to see some of that stuff.
But I think the thing that I'm most... Now, Hideo Kojima is hit or miss for me. I mean, I really like Metal Gear Solid 2. 3's my favorite. And 4 was really good.
Yeah.
And I finally played the first one when I played Twin Snakes on GameCube, and that was really fun.
Nice.
But the only saving grace for having Hideo, a game is nothing but cutscenes, right? Kojima is having fucking Guillermo del Toro on it.
Yeah.
Because with his creature designs and stuff.
Yeah. If that's the only thing he contributes, that'd be fine. I mean, he could do the story, and it would be even better. He could do like, the directing for, I don't know what you would call that, like game, like basically take Hideo's place, and it'd be fucking awesome too.
Yeah.
It's like a dream
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible that this is even
that
happening.
you want to wake up from, because it's a little too scary.
That as well.
But beyond just Silent Hill, because I knew I, for one, would be here for a while. But
I wanted to ask, what was the Silent Hill that you played over at Blake's a long time ago on the Wii?
Holy shit, that was fucking Shattered Memories.
Yeah, okay. I like that one a lot.
That was the retelling of the first game, and that's still probably the scariest game I've ever played through.
Man, it was, yeah.
Just because you had to do the full motions and stuff like that, and there would get to you could not fight against anything. You had to run and hide.
Yeah.
And there'd be those moments where you're just wandering around, and even wandering around was tense, because you were like, oh, what's gonna fucking happen? But then you got to the point where everything started icing over right in the middle of conversations with characters too, and then it's just like that fear and that panic is like, oh shit, they're coming after me. And the fact that it does the psychological test and changes the way characters appear to you and the way they talk to you.
That was awesome. That was especially cool.
Like I played through it completely, and as soon as I finished, I passed it over to Blake. And I watched him play the first 20 minutes of it. Completely different fucking game.
Wow.
He was, granted, he was dressed different. He had a different mentality to him.
Man.
When he spoke to people, he wound up going to a completely different, like a fucking sports bar or something, and meeting a completely different character that I had never seen in my playthrough.
Wow.
As his first, person-to-person meeting.
Something like that is great because of just the replayability and just getting to see the similar ideas played out differently is, I don't know, it makes it so much more interesting.
Yeah. But I know, like, talking about horror games, one of my other favorite horror games outside of Silent Hill is fucking Resident Evil 4. Because that game is fucking great.
It's a classic.
Classic. And I played it on the GameCube when it first came out. I borrowed it from Anthony Catacquit. And I played it through on there, and you played it through on PS2, didn't you?
Yeah, I believe I did. Yeah.
And I know it got to, like, it reached a head when I fucking got it on the Wii.
Yeah.
And then you and I in the dorm room would play it non-fucking stop almost.
Yeah. Fucking the Wii version of that game is so good. The controls are so good. And it's like, oh, the Wii, it's full of kids' games, except for this one.
Yeah.
And then you're like, ah! And then the guy with the chainsaw walks in, and he's all like, what's up? I'm gonna kill you. And you're like, ah! And you're like trying to leave really quickly out the window. Just leap out the window. Leap out the window, Leon! Falls.
Such precise fucking aiming controls for that game.
Thank Christ, because a lot of those enemies are fucking all about killing you in melee.
All about that life.
All about that life. They are about that life. They are. They are about chainsaws through necks. They want you.
I gotta say, the village is the best part of the game. Hands down. from the beginning of the game up until the point where you fight the Chief Mendez
Yeah.
and get his false eye and head up the ramp towards the castle. Best part of the game. Right
There are particular parts of the village that I really love, but there are particular parts of the island that I really love. Like, just the fact that, like, it's just this really ragged-ass looking Alcatraz abandoned looking place. That's just like, oh, there's like concrete blocks and like barbed wire, and then like that regenerator lab.
Oh,
I remember certain
Christ.
parts of the castle being cool too. Just the hallway with the lasers.
Well, there are cool parts through the whole game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, the game has 3 different zones, and they're all distinct from each other, and they're all great.
Yeah.
Was Krauser in the Alcatraz-y Rocky place?
I think
Yeah.
so. 'Cause the
Krauser's the
island had
island.
like the weird ruins on it also. Like,
Yeah.
they had some kooky ass shit.
And you do the cutscene knife fight with him first, and then you come across him in the ruins, and that's
Yeah.
when you fight him and you quote unquote finish him off.
His fucking drones and shit.
Oh yeah, they'll fucking pop out of the ground and stuff, and him throwing flash grenades or shooting explosive arrows or just laying into you with a fucking.
But it's safe to
TNT.
say though that Silent Hill 2 is like your favorite game or something. Like or one of
It's
your,
it's
a high
up there.
contender
It
for your
is-
favorite
it
game.
is certainly fucking up there.
Oh yeah, I just
So, Justin's your favorite is Tactics, or
no, my favorite is not. I mean, I love Tactics, but Tactics is a contender for maybe like my top 10, but it's not actually like my favorite. But there's a few that are like contenders for my favorite game.
What are they?
Okay, so one of them is Star Wars Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2.
Nice.
Because that's like one of the first real Star Wars games I played and beat. It's third-person shooter for the computer. It's got solid 3D graphics and those live-action like actors and costumes cutscenes. Granted, there's a lot of like blue screen and special effects that are used in conjunction so that these actors can be in the fantastical areas that they're in. But unlike certain parts of prequel trilogies, there's a lot more like life and like love that you can tell are put into there because this game was made before any of the prequels. So this game tries to capture, as many of the Star Wars games in the 90s did, they try to capture that Star Wars feel. You're playing a Star Wars game, and when you're not, you are treated to like new Star Wars movie stuff to watch, and then the level happens.
Nice.
And then you're playing a Star Wars video game again. Which is why games like that and why games like Rebel Assault and X-Wing and a lot of those old Star Wars games are so good. But this game has just got it tops. You get the lightsaber, you get the Force, you get to choose whether you go light or dark side. Obviously, because it's 1997, it's like morality meter is as simple as, did you kill any civilians? If the answer is if the answer is no, you're a good guy. Your absence of evils obviously must mean you're good. But and of course, the only way to really be evil is just to kill everything, everyone, and everything in your way, even if it's not in your way. Just like, oh, civilians, got them all down. So that's the only way you can really go evil. But you get lightsaber, you get the Force. There's live-action cutscenes. It's got 2 different endings based on like what you do, and it changes up a little bit of the level structure. And then you've got just fantastic maze-like levels where you go around and you find health packs and you find hidden compartments. You get extra ammo and you find guns. You like go around, gotta get to the exit, I need a different colored key to open up this door, and I need another key to get into that area, to get another key to open up this thing, to go out to that, back around and loop around and down and out. And then I'll fight like a boss, like a chicken walker or something with like a missile launcher. And then
that sounds pretty cool. It actually makes me think that is where you got some inspiration for Metal Gear Star Wars,
Oh, yeah.
right?
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Didn't that game have the Easter egg where you could find Max the rabbit from the Sam and Max games if you like ran quick enough?
Yeah, if you
Followed
ran
him
quick
to a
enough and you
cantina?
follow him, or he's just there around the corner. He like goes into one of the houses, and you can like actually bolt inside the room and follow him. You can click on him or whatever. You go outside, he'll follow you around. He'll just shoot dudes dead. He's like invulnerable and
That's
shit.
awesome.
It is pretty nifty. It confused the shit out of me when I was like younger, and I was like, the fuck was that, a white rabbit? This is a Star Wars game. This is getting surreal as hell. It is like, isn't that Max from like Sam and Max? And just follow the bunny, and you're like, oh my god, it's crazy. It's crazy as hell. But like, it's a good Star Wars game. That's one of my contenders. It's my number 1 Star Wars game in my top 5 Star Wars games. And in no particular order, the rest of those games, actually, I'm still, like, missing a slot, because, like, the others is, like, it's that one, and there's Shadows of the Empire up there.
Nice.
And there's Battlefront, the first one.
Nice.
And then there's, gosh, I almost want to say X-Wing, but I'm not sure if X-Wing is up there or not, but X-Wing.
What about the Pod Racer?
I actually don't really play the Pod Racer as much when I was younger as like a lot of other people, because a lot of other people really love Pod Racer, and I like the Pod Racer game, but I never actually really owned it, so I don't really have like all those fond memories. I didn't race on it as much. My racer for 64 was F-Zero X.
Nice.
Which is a solid entry into all of the best racer game you can possibly play. Don't even mind. It's one of the best racers ever. Ever, damn you. But yeah, like, I don't know. I've got like a blank slot. Like as it goes down, I need to like rearrange. It's like, but the top 3 are solid. It's like Jedi Knight, the first one, not like Academy or fucking Outcast. Even though those are fine games, no. And then Battlefront, and then Shadows of the Empire, and then the last 2 slots I need to figure out. I almost wanted to be like, if I ever made a top 5 or whatever, I'm just gonna comedically put Demolitions up there because I think I'm the only one that fucking played it.
Nice.
Or fucking Masters of Terrace Cosmos.
Yeah.
Because a Star Wars fighting game, purely Star Wars fighting game, not Star Wars characters guest starring in Soul Calibur. I mean a pure Star Wars fighting game. That's what we need.
Yeah.
That's what we need again. They need to like.
That would be great.
They need to just make a new one.
Terrace Kasi 2.
Terrace Kasi 2. Masters of Terrace Kasi 2. Confirmed. Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Now, you said that Dark Forces 2 is one of the contendings for your favorite game. Branching outside of Star Wars games, are there any others that are contending?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of fantastic games. I look back and I've got lots of fond memories of lots of games. Man, somewhere in you can't really I don't know if I can boil it down to like a number 1 favorite. I have to like make some kind of like top 10 list, and in that top 10 list, there's going to be a Tenchu game in there. It's just going to be the.
And it's going to be Tenchu Z.
No, it won't. No, it won't. Fuck you. It will not be Tenchu Z. It'll be either Tenchu Stealth Assassins, originally for PlayStation, or it'll be Tenchu Wrath of Heaven for PlayStation 2.
Fuck yeah, Wrath of Heaven.
Though if I can find a copy like used, since I have like a regular Xbox, if I find one for regular Xbox, I would get Return from Darkness just to see that extra level they put in there. They put an extra level with like 3 extra characters in multiplayer.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I've never played it. That's the one that I think Corey had. I think he played it on Xbox. And from what he made it sound like there's extra like tag team stealth kills when you play like the co-op.
Huh.
Nice. Now, Aaron.
Yes.
You are a fucking insane person when it comes to Street Fighter.
I play it a lot.
Is that one of your favorites? Or is that just a game you really, really enjoy?
I really had to think about that one. It's weird because for the longest time I would say it was close to being a favorite, but since I've been playing so many other games recently and I've had some time away from Street Fighter, I'd say, it's kind of fallen down the rankings a little bit, but it's still probably in my, I don't know, maybe not top 5, but top 10 at least, But, yeah, the amount of hours that I put into it, it should be a favorite. Damn. But,
yeah. Holy shit.
You can just put it under the Street Fighter franchise, because I know you've played more than just like Street Fighter 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, 2 and 3. And a little bit of Alpha.
Kind of like when I'm like Tekken as a franchise, because I've put hours away on 5.
But you can boil Tekken down to the best game. That's Tekken Tag 2.
Yeah, I mean you can actually. Tekken, you can boil it down to a science. Tekken Tag 2. It's got all the characters,
Yep.
and you can customize them all. And it has all the characters from all of them ever.
Yeah.
So there's no reason never to not play it if you have all of the Tekkens. You put in the other ones just to see the menus and go, look at these graphics. But like, especially like if you want to put in 4 and go, whoa, it's 2003 again.
And the silly thing is, Tekken Tag 2 has all the like music and cutscenes from the previous games, so
Yeah.
yeah,
you can still enjoy the story of the other ones.
oh my god, it's just so weird. You'd only put it in for like nostalgia factor, or like you'd only put in like Tekken 5 because it's got a playable version of like 1 and 2 and 3 on it. So if you really wanted to be like, I'm gonna play some old school Tekken for shits, There's no other reason. But if you're not, there's no other reason than to put anything else.
What was the Tekken game where when you started it up it said "Good morning"?
Oh man, that was like one of the old ones. That was like, actually that was like what they did in arcades, like the older ones in arcades. So you didn't like, and even 3 did it. Only it said like "Good morning." It was like fucking switched out like a wrestling announcer for like Spike Spiegel or some shit.
But beyond just, I mean, liking horror games, so a few of the other ones that would contend to be in my top ones would be Red Dead Redemption.
Very nice.
Which Red Dead Revolver is fucking amazing. I've got such fond memories of like local multiplayer for hours on that game. But I still think Redemption is probably the best game for 360, in my opinion. Flat out, just the voice acting and the storytelling is so good, and they finally did really good gameplay rather than like slippy slide, trip over everything Grand Theft Auto 4 that everybody likes for some reason. But beyond Red Dead Redemption, definitely Shadow of the Colossus would be up there. That would probably be my number one, flat out. But there's nothing bad about that game that I've found that really irks me to the point where I'm like, this game sucks because of that. Ico's up there. It's a really fantastic game. And also Super Mario World is up there.
Very nice.
Because it's the best Mario game. Colorful sprites. Fucking pinpoint controls.
Yeah.
Best Mario power-ups.
The world setting is great. You know?
Yeah. Going to like the overmap through the island and stuff, rather than like going screen to screen, different worlds.
Yeah.
A lot of people like 3, but a lot of people are dumb. And apparently believe that putting on a raccoon suit helps you fly, when it's actually a superhero cape that helps you fly. But people also don't think
dropping the truth on this podcast.
True dat. People also don't
dropping
think
the
that,
truth, and then you'll get burned at the stake for it because no one likes. I'm not saying that I agree.
We're all hoiches.
I'm not saying I say like fucking. I'm not like, oh man, Super Mario World is so better than 3 because I haven't really played hardly either. So I'm just like, oh man, but people love them some Super Mario 3. You know, if someone came up to me and be like, this is like the best Mario game, I'll go, that's subjective, but I'll take their word for it at the very least. I'll go, well, they think it's the best. Well, it must be really good at least, right? It can't be maybe not the best, but it's going to be a solid entry in the.
To me, it's like going like, oh, this is it's almost it's like 99%, and then Mario World's at 100. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, there's also people out there who
this is a close second.
Who don't realize that Majora's Mask is the flat out best Legend of Zelda game. And then there's also people out there who don't like Wind Waker because their souls have become decrepit, crusty little things within them.
Yeah, I mean, man, both of those games, I really want to play Majora's Mask for one.
Majora's Mask is fucking awesome. And that's my favorite one, but close second is fucking Wind Waker.
Yeah, and Wind Waker is an incredible game too, just because it feels, just so complete when you've beaten it. It has this great cast of characters I don't think you get in the other Zeldas, because
you got that boat and you get to go around to islands, and that I haven't even played the game and it's already won my vote on that. I love islands, especially like archipelagos where there's like different places that are separated from each other and you have to go there, and those places are unique in and of themselves.
And that's Wind Waker for you.
Do you know something they fucking changed in the HD version of Wind Waker that's really kind of dumb?
What?
They changed it so instead of trying to... How many pieces of the Triforce did you initially have to find in the GameCube? Was it like 10?
That doesn't sound right. Maybe 9 at most.
9? Okay.
Yeah.
They boiled it down to 3.
Really?
How? You only have to find 3 shards of the Triforce of Courage.
How?
All the other maps that lead you places are just maps you get from other people that are just treasure.
Huh.
But you only have to find 3 pieces of Triforce.
Okay. Well,
and I can see it where that would be seeming as kind of like the lull part in the game.
It is a little bit to me.
But I mean, even still, it kind of cuts back on it.
It does.
That sounds weird. Like it just sounds like they just chipped you out of game.
Yeah, but they added a few more things to it. I mean, they added the age old, wonderful what kind of game was it before we had this classic of being able to turn the Picto Box around and take selfies.
Really?
Yep. And you can actually different buttons will have different expressions.
Okay.
that he'll make.
Okay.
So you can like just like turn around and do like an angry expression or like a sad one or a big smile. Or like a weird one that looks like he's going.
So Link is like the newest confirmed for newest secret character for Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the whole selfie thing in
Yeah.
GTA 5.
I can totally see that now. Just,
Well, that's hurtful. Thanks. Thank you. That's the best.
You're
God
welcome.
Damn it.
Even though one of my favorite things to do in 5 was when you're playing as Trevor, and he does those little side missions where like people talk to him and then he beats up a bunch of like minorities or rednecks or something like that.
Yeah.
Once
The
I was
rampages.
the rampage. I'm on a rampage. Once I was done, I would stand in the midst of my carnage and have like a dude slumped over on his wheel with the door open and like his buddy hanging out bloody where he's been dragged through the street. A few guys dead around me, and I would put on the biggest smile and then like just selfie picture that.
good lord.
So in Trevor's phone on my save file is a picture like that for every single rampage that there was in the game.
That sounds exactly like something Trevor would do. But I'm always just chase down whoever was left. That's all. But no, I like the picture idea.
No, it was always fun to chase people down. Man, that fucking army rampage
Oh yeah.
was a pain in the ass.
I don't know. I got lucky because I had like the right explosives at that point.
Once you got into the motions and you could peg those things right when they're
Yeah.
driving by before anybody got out, you were solid.
Yeah.
But other than that, that was a really good game.
Yeah. I want to
Surprised
be
how good
like,
that game
oh,
was.
it's just this big 5-star blockbuster. It can buy its way into being a good game, but it really is like a
And every single bit of DLC that's come out for it is free.
yeah. No, that's also awesome.
Yeah. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is, I mean, we've all as a group played enough of them. Smash Bros. Games.
Yeah.
I think Melee's the most fine tuned. I think I have the most fond memories of playing Brawl. Actually,
Yeah, I could believe that. Yeah. I think we've nowadays played Brawl longer.
yeah.
You think so?
Oh yeah, actually.
Interesting. Man. Yeah. I guess you
Because
have.
Brawl, like when did Brawl come out? Like
I know I've played
college?
Brawl more. I know I've played Brawl more. Yes.
Yeah, we didn't like. I
No,
know,
we were playing Brawl for that one Renaissance fair, like right before college or whatever the hell.
Where Tim knocked Seth's Wii over,
I could have sworn
and you couldn't go to Metal Gear Solid's house anymore.
I could have sworn that Brawl came out when we were in college. Cause
It might have, because I remember
that first semester.
I remember going to the midnight release with Ethan.
I was there.
And
I was there.
yeah, and you were there, and Blake and Drew were also there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that because they had that little tournament
Yeah.
of it.
But I played Brawl the most. I know that. I've played some Melee, but back when I was playing Melee, everybody was playing Melee. And when everyone was playing Melee, you guys were doing stock matches. So it's like, Justin, play this game for like 3 minutes and then sit there and watch the rest of Mitch.
Yeah.
Well, you guys still did stock matches in Brawl.
No.
Towards the beginning, I think we did.
Yeah.
But then it got phased out.
Yeah,
Oh,
it,
well, that's
got
good.
phased
I
out.
always-
It got phased out to 2 minutes because then we could save it.
Yeah, I always enjoyed the time matches more than the stock matches because it
Same.
kept everybody in for the whole thing.
True.
Yeah.
And I kind of like not seeing the scores, so the whole time you're kind of like, oh man, who's gonna win? Who's in the lead?
Yeah.
And then it just gets to the end, and you get that like, oh my god, how'd you fucking do that? Kind of thing. But
I've had some pretty good surprise matches with Bowser, and it's only possible because of the way he's built for the
The Brawl.
Brawl. Yeah. I was gonna
Don't
say,
worry,
couldn't-
the new one's gonna have like Bowser Jr. with a car, so you'll be able to run bitches over and like be super
I'm
fast.
still gonna play Bowser though.
yeah,
I'm still gonna play Bowser.
and see, it's weird because with each one, I've had a really different character as my main. Like for the first one that ever came out, it was Captain Falcon. Because I could control people in the air with that backflip kick and that back punch and stuff. Melee was definitely Luigi because of his air game. And then for Brawl, it was fucking white-haired Ganondorf because I could crowd control like a
Really?
son of a bitch with him.
I actually, maybe it's been that long, but I don't think I remember even playing Ganondorf that much. It was always Luigi or Meta Knight or Wolf in my memory.
that was back when it was like really early on after.
Gotcha.
Because I was still in Luigi phase, and then Meta Knight just always looked cool, but he doesn't deal enough damage to really do anything. And see, that's funny because everybody's like, he's so fucking broken, but I always felt like I was just going,
You could suck everyone into a hurricane vortex that kills everyone.
But it just like does a little chip damage.
Oh man, time to fight Meta Knight and then Zelda and then some other fucking broke ass character from. Fuck you guys. That's why I'm always happy when I win with Bowser on like that last match where we're like, this is the last match of the night, guys. We'll play Bowser, and then you'll play Garen. You'll play Snake, and then Seth will play Lucas, and I'll actually win with Bowser. I'll get the thing. I'll get big. Be Giga Bowser, whatever. I'll Giga over there here to the left, Giga over to the right. I reverse those directions, by the way. You go Giga everywhere, and everyone's dead, and then I win, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I just beat you guys with fucking Bowser.
I'm so glad Lucas is not in the new one.
Whoo, yes.
That
Holy crap.
Seth ruined anything good about that character. Just not even. But yeah, towards the end.
PK, I win. No, fuck
No,
you.
no, his is a smash. I'm like, I don't care. I'll fight a giant Bowser, but not that stupid Star Smash.
Oh god, but when
Yeah, Brawl's full of that.
Yeah.
Brawl's full of that fucking ruin your friendship moments.
But I think near the end of like closer towards nowadays playing Brawl, I really liked playing as either Ganondorf or Ike. Just
He's
because
good,
since it was
yeah.
Floatier, heavier characters had better recovery.
Yeah.
And I was able to deal the damage and take hits,
Yeah.
but still be able to stay in a
I
fight.
hope Ike looks cool in this new one. I think he might actually be pretty awesome. Like, even better.
Yeah, and the one thing that I'm really excited about, besides the fact that you can customize and make Miis into fighters, is the fact that for everybody's B moves, there's two other options. So like Donkey Kong's wind-up punch can either be the punch, or they actually showed off one of the other ones. He can wind it up, and when he punches, it sends out like a fucking tornado vortex.
See, what?
That like launches people straight away from him. Doesn't do
That's
as much
new to me.
damage as the punch.
And the flash kick diagonally upwards, a flash kick forward, and a flash kick in between.
Smash Brothers Omega. But no, every single character's B moves have two other variations you can pick from.
That's very
and
cool.
set your own shit for.
Wow.
Every character.
Huh.
So you can and you can't play with them online unless you're playing with friends.
Gotcha.
But you can play with them in local matches. So we'll get to the point where we have like set move sets for people that are ours.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
we can get up there and really like fucking just all out.
Yeah.
Especially because the gameplay I've seen makes it look like it's got slight floatiness like Brawl, but it's a bit more like quicker and more responsive like Melee. It's that perfect middle ground.
Nice.
But the dumbest thing is it's on a fucking handheld system first.
Yeah.
When they should have done either the home console and handheld at the same time.
Yeah.
Or just not fucking done a handheld. Because I actually saw a fucking article where the thumb, like the little joysticks that are built into them, have just completely broken off the pad for the thumb.
Yeah, I
Because
bet.
people are trying to play Smash Brothers.
And then you've got like buttons the size of like Tic Tacs that you're trying to press with this.
You've got
3DS.
buttons the size of Seth's nipples.
It's true.
But yeah, it doesn't really make that much sense. I mean, I can understand them wanting to cover more platforms, but if they want to cover more platforms, what's the big thing between handheld and the home console version? I know it's a taken down in graphics for the handheld.
Yeah.
But what's stopping them from being able to have released them at the same time? Because you got the handheld one coming out first, and people are already like, yeah, this is everything in the game. This is everything. There's no stage creator.
Yeah.
There's no storyline.
Yeah, it's really kind of sad when you think like that we know everything now.
Yeah.
And
And
we've
stage
not
creator?
played a minute of it, but we know
There's
it
no
all.
stage creator.
Nope.
There's no
No
story
stage
mode?
creator, and there's no story mode.
What the hell?
There's just classic mode.
Wow.
You can fight. And apparently they've said classic mode is new now. Every single time it changes, and you can beat it within like 5-10 minutes max.
Really?
Yep. All the way from the beginning to Master Hand, including the bonus stages.
What?
They've made it so it's really, really focused on the multiplayer.
Okay.
And granted, while that's what matters,
Yeah.
for that game especially, it was nice having that classic mode, all-star mode.
You want to be able to play something by yourself sometimes.
And I really liked the whole subspace thing, where it
Yeah.
turned it into like a 2D platformer almost, but you could play as those characters with those movesets.
Yeah.
Man, no stage creator. That's sad. I remember there was some pretty cool matches that we had that were on stages that were made.
True.
Yeah. And have you heard the thing about the Final Destination version of the stages?
Yeah, isn't there a version you can do
Every
that for?
single stage has a Final Destination version.
I like that a lot because it means that like you can have your Final Destination plain Jane match without actually having to only solely go to Final Destination. You can have a different.
And you can see like all the different color palettes and all the
Yeah.
different things based on those games, and that's really, really cool. I like the fact that they did that, but
Okay, man, pass me that box of Fisherman's Friends. I have a cough, and I know that will be awful, but like my cough will vanish the minute I have that fucking Fisherman's Friend, and then that'll just make.
Fisherman's Friends, for the cough that just won't go the fuck away.
No, I'm seriously. Since 1865, Lofthouse Fisherman's Friend, methanol cough suppressant lozenges. No, but seriously though, there's like fucking twice as many milligrams of menthol in this as there is in a Halls or some shit. Like
They'll
they're-
get you hooked.
like. You don't have a knife or some shit? No, never mind. I don't need one.
You got it?
I can get it. Oh, I think there's like a little bag on the inside. I don't know. This should be easy enough to open though. These are for real. These are super.
We're doing
legit.
a Fisherman Friends unboxing here.
Yeah. Just open up. There's a little like.
There's a little pouch inside.
It's a
that
little
has
packet that looks like you would open it up and pour a bunch of like chocolate powder shit into like a cup for like.
That's an accurate description. I can
is.
confirm.
It's fucking dead all.
No. I mean, but look at how they look.
And inside are like these kind of
Tablet. They're little
cardboard
brown.
dookie brown.
They're little dusty brown tablets that have these little like puncture marks at the top. It looks like the kind of pill that you would like jab into the top of like your dog's food to make sure he ate it to keep him from like shitting himself or something.
or the kind of pill you would firmly insert
Smell
into your
that.
cat's anus. Okay, let's see. Let me smell this. That's not too bad. It feels like it's like
let me give a sniff.
Oh, if you want to have one, be my guest. Be my guest.
I don't know. That's almost got a savory smell to it. That doesn't seem like something I want to. No.
So it's just like you chew on it, or you just
No,
like
no,
suck
you
on
suck on it like a normal breath mint, but hot damn, it's really just menthol. You just taste menthol.
it? All right, here we go.
Don't-
Holy shit!
You don't chew it, you suck on it.
Yeah. That's actually really awesome. It's like they cut out all the bullshit of like adding a flavor, and it's just that wonderful cooling feeling.
Oh
that you
yeah.
get with,
no.
like cough
Have
drops.
you heard me cough since I put it in my mouth?
Certainly not.
Exactly. Just smelling the goddamn thing cured my cough.
I don't think I'll ever cough again.
Yeah. Like you won't cough in the future. Even when you go to clear your throat, like to like alert someone that you're present, you're gonna go. Like, I'm having trouble doing it. You're gonna be like. You just like pause.
Well, that's because I just had shit in my throat. Gross. But
But yeah, Fisherman's Friend, a free plug, here on here in the podcast blog, whatever the hell you want to call this. What do we
come
call
on,
these?
it's ordinary men who fight like heroes.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want
We
to like.
came up with this in like high school.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, how would you pronounce that? Like, it'd be like, OMWFLH.
Yeah. Amulful. Armful.
On the Armful podcast, join
And you know
us
what?
next week.
You know what? We'll just cut it down short to Armful of Waffles, even though that's actually not what it is.
That'll end up being what the real podcast name would be then.
Yeah,
The Armful of Waffles podcast.
And to be fair, if you told someone, "Oh man, you should listen to Armful of Waffles," everyone would be like, "I'll do that." Oh man, is it too late? Oh, you know what? I'll just put that as the banner.
Yes.
That'll be our banner. It'll
Yes.
say Armful of Waffles.
My God, what if I brought upon myself? But thanks guys for joining us for this
Armful of Waffles podcast?
this latest edition of the Armful of Waffles podcast.
It's a thing now.
God, I'm gonna go kill myself. But you guys have fun, and remember,
Think about when you die, you won't cough. That's for damn sure. God, these taste awful. I'm gonna love milkshakes later, or anything really. I mean, shit. Someone hand me like a bowl of broccoli. That'll be delicious.
but thanks for joining us, and remember, Fisherman's Friends.
Friend. Whatever.
Fisherman's Friend. Hold on. Okay, let me get this ready. And remember, viewers, Lofthouse's fisherman's friend since 1865.